Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Divination with Dani. Fresh into the new year, and I successfully navigated not being connected on Facebook twice. Thank you for having my crap together. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know what I did. It is definitely user error on my end, but we're here. Tragedy averted, right? So hope everyone is having an amazing Sunday so far. I don't know how many of you tuned in, but Sandy and myself kicked off our debut episode of Get Social. There's a Get Haunted social media Get Haunted social media podcast. Yeah, I'm all kinds of just bear with me today, guys, because I don't know what's going on. But yeah, our first episode, I think it went really well considering we had a little hiccup in the beginning. We got through it. Sandy's amazing, and she's such a good sport. She puts up with me. So, Sandy, thank you. I see you're on the side. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, but that one's going to be all about getting the community together, right? Getting everybody connected in ways that they might not have been before, or being able to hear about locations, hear about different teams, different techniques. We're hoping to get a few guests on to just share the community with everybody. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to our future episodes. I think this is going to be a really good show. But anyway, Divination with Dani tonight is all about tarot. We are going to be talking about the High Priestess. Before we do that, and to give people a little bit of a chance to log in here, just want to give you a friendly little reminder of upcoming shows. Yeah, this one's me, so you're already here. No problem there. But up next at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, please make sure that you tune in for Pac-Man Paranormal. They're going to have an amazing episode with Tony Rathman. Staticom, I'm excited to tune in for that one because I'm not as knowledgeable with all of that as I wish I was. So I'm definitely going to be tuning in to find out what it's all about. And then I think that's it for tonight. But on Monday, make sure that you tune in Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Paranormally Blonde. She's going to have Jeff and Ashley on. Jeff has the traveling board museum. I don't know if anyone's ever seen it. Amazing Ouija boards, spirit talking boards. I'm not sure what the proper term. I guess talking boards is the proper term there. But also, they are going to be talking about the main Paracon, and I'm excited for that one. I'm going to be going. Hopefully, I get to see all of you there as well. Let's see, what else as far as, what did you guys think of my new intro? Right? I'm in love with it. I took a little bit of my old intro and kind of mixed it in with things that just called out to me. I really enjoy it. But after my intro, did y'all check out that Valentine's Day little reel there that we had? Yeah. So Get Haunted, if you go on gethaunted.com in the shop, you're going to see that there are Valentine bundle deals. There are 3 different styles of shirts, and there are 3 different packages, everything from the Home Alone package to Get Romantic to Get Freaky. I know I'm actually looking forward. I like style A. So let me bring this so you can see this a little bit better because these are phenomenal design. You can see a little bit better. I am in love with style A. I already have style C from last year's Valentine's special, but these are amazing quality shirts, cool designs, and you get a mug this time. Who doesn't love a good mug? I know I'm all about coffee and tea all the time, so mugs are very precious to me. Go on gethaunted.com and look in the store, and you'll be able to find the different bundles, the different styles, and get the one that calls out to you. Speaking of Get Haunted, Get Haunted's kicking off their event season in February 22nd. We're going to be at Redmond's, We're going to be at Redmond's Hall, and this is going to be a little bit different of an investigation. It's not going to be just an investigation. They're going to spice it up a little bit more laid back, but still extremely meaningful. So we're going to have 2 floors that we get to investigate, but we're going to allow you to completely take that over, right? Someone's going to be given an opportunity to just run with it, take the lead, do the investigation. And I think that's so fun. And I cannot wait to see what everyone comes up with as far as techniques and styles to use. We're also going to have Dangerous Design there, and he is a phenomenal photographer. So he's going to be doing photography there. And I've not been there yet, but I heard there's it's like a photography studio looking like there's all kinds of stuff there. So I'm excited for that. And I will be there giving a little bit of a a tarot, like a little tarot workshop, right? Teaching people how to use tarot in more of an intuitive sense, reading off of the pictures and what's calling out to them in that moment, to mix in with their investigations to help with validating with different other things that are already going on, like different equipment that's going off, what other people are feeling. You can bring the cards out, and I'll be showing a few different styles that people can try to incorporate. And each guest is actually going to be taking home a complimentary, because I can talk tonight, complimentary beginner tarot deck. Let me bring this up because I don't know if you can see. I don't know what is going on here. There we go. So it's a simple beginner's deck, but look, these are fun because you have your Rider-Waite-Smith, you have the classic pictures, right? But then you also have little, like if you read reversals, it'll tell you what the keywords are for reversals, gives you a little saying. So it just makes it really easy for a beginner to be able to pick up on different things. So each guest is going to be getting one deck that looks exactly like this to take home with them. And it's a fun deck. I like it. I have one for myself here. So I know I'll be incorporating that on my own too. And just really looking forward to it, to sharing my tarot. Don't want to say expertise because definitely not an expert, but just like the knowledge that I have, sharing that with other people and seeing them incorporate it into their investigation. So I'm excited for that. You can go on extremeticketing.com to get your tickets for the Shadows and Shutters event. It's going to be February 22nd. So hopefully I get to see some of you there, and I get to give you guys a little tarot workshop. And I'll be doing some readings too if like anyone needs some downtime, or if there's, in between rotations, I'll be there to give some card readings too. So it'll be fun. But before we jump into tonight, let me say hi to this side here. I don't know. What am I doing with this? I'll put that to the side. A little all over the place today. It's okay. I don't know where it is, what the weather's like where you are, but it's snowing like crazy. It's really beautiful, but not looking forward to the commute tomorrow for sure. Let's see. Stacy, thank you so much for tuning in. I love to see when he's first. Hello, Stacy. Sandy, hello, love. Hello, thank you for joining me earlier today. Let's see, that's me saying hello. Big Daddy Auntie, hello. Thank you for tuning in. Damien, and a very good morning to you as well, sir. AC Spirits, hello. Can y'all hear Leo in the background? They're pretty sure they're shoveling out there. Hi, Mark. How are you? Well, thank you guys for tuning in. This makes my night. Thank you, Stacy. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. Sarah Jane, I love you, Sarah. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see, I think that is. And if I missed anyone, or if anyone's watching and they haven't said hello to you, and thank you for being here with me. Okay. Oh. All right. So tonight is all about that. Oh, before we even do that, almost forgot. Tonight's show is brought to you by the Chariot. So when you look at this card, let me do this so you can see it. There we go. So the Chariot is a gentleman sitting on a chariot with two Sphinx. Wow, I almost forgot what the word was. Two Sphinx, one black, one white. It's kind of portraying duality there. And he's just looking very confident, very victorious, very just lots of bright color. So like yellow is confidence, or there's a lot of that in there. Keywords to consider with the Chariot would be ambition, right? And he looks very ambitious. So that makes sense, right? So ambition, leadership, success, victory, because this card is all about victory. May not be the easiest victory in the world, but you definitely are going to have a victory. Determination. All part of success is determination. Also, strength, control, willpower, resolution, action. Now, if you're going to read reversals or the shadow side of this, or like the other cards around it seem like maybe it isn't all of the cool, awesome, upbeat versions of this, This can also mean obstacles, right? And like I said earlier, that doesn't always necessarily mean you're going to have an easy victory. This could be something where you're going to have to fight for what is yours, but you'll get there. So there's going to be obstacles. Powerlessness, if this is a reversal that you're reading, or if you're reading the shadow sides of this. Lack of direction, lack of focus, lack of self-control. All these things that like incorporate leadership, confidence, success. It's the reversal. 1 second. Okay. Sorry about that. They're definitely plowing the snow, and Leo's not a fan. Okay. So also with this, conflict, loss, defeat, anything that was the positive, all of the positive traits of the Chariot, if you're reading the reversal or the shadow side, really just it's a flip, right? So instead of success, you're going to struggle. Most times when this comes up, I've seen that it's one of those, yeah, you might have a couple bumps in the road, but you're going to get there. You're going to be just fine. So today is brought to us by the Chariot, and I think it's kind of fitting. I appreciate it. Okay, so let me bring up my other camera here. My stone that I got from Denise and Ernie. Love that thing. So tonight is all about the High Priestess card. So when she comes up in a reading, and she is the third card in the deck. She is card number 2, so the third card in the major arcana. And she is she's a very powerful female figure, right? This is powerful symbol of intuition, of inner wisdom, and that spiritual growth. There's a lot of mystery around her too. Things not yet being revealed, secret knowledge, the duality, especially with the different pillars being opposite colors. When this comes up, it's that symbolism of feminine wisdom, intuition. Sometimes when I look at I'm trying to think of what I would incorporate as being associated with the High Priestess, and I always think of, so I'm very into reading books on like goddess energy and female divine source, and they always talk about there are the dark goddesses, and these are really just the goddesses of the things that are tend to be shunned or not talked about when it comes to female energy. There's a little bit of chaos there. There's a little bit of just a little bit more wild, a little bit more pushing boundaries, just the quote unquote darker side of female energy. It's a little bit more fun, in my opinion. I don't know. Take it for what it is, but she embodies that to me when I look at her. It's like that mysterious, sultry, definitely sultry. But when she shows up in a reading, the message really is simple. It's just follow your gut. She's all about intuition. She's all about that hidden knowledge. So when you're getting this in a reading and you've had those gut feelings, maybe you should be doing something, maybe it's time to actually listen to those little voices within. You're being guided by something, a part of yourself that's your higher self. So I would, you don't need to seek answers from anybody else when she shows up. You have everything that you need to know you have within you. I just realized I don't, there we go. Bear with me, guys. There we go. Okay. How does the High Priestess read in a masculine person? So that's such a good question, Damien. So I would say if a masculine person is pulling this would be more of, it would still be looking for those things that maybe you're not paying attention to. This would be a time to soften up a little bit, maybe look within, or embrace. This is going to sound goofy, but depending on the cards around it too, embracing those sultry, tantalizing, there's something that you feel maybe might not be so kosher, not necessarily bad, but let yourself live a little bit too, because sometimes in masculine energy, things are very structured. Not that that's a bad thing by any means. We need masculine and feminine energy. All of us do. But if there's an overabundance of masculine, or if it's somebody that has a very strong masculine presence, it could be very, very organized, very strict. This is what's going to happen. So when she shows up, it's time to be a little bit more mysterious. It's time to tap into, just maybe being a little bit more whimsical, but in a, not in a not in like a girly way, but like in a following your gut instincts kind of a way. I don't know if I answered that at all, but that's where I'm feeling like I need to go with that. But yeah, she's definitely more of a feminine vibe for sure. Okay, so we go into the description of her. So when you look at her, she is a very serene-faced woman sitting with blue robes, very flowy, right? She seems very relaxed and very confident in herself. Her hands are on her lap, and she's holding a scroll. And there's some debate as to what the scroll actually is, but for me, when I see it, I agree. It just says Torah, and it's like secret knowledge, hidden knowledge. She has a lunar crescent at her feet, right? And she wears the horned diadem. I think I said that right, diadem, right? Like a little crown. And has the globe in the middle, and she's perched on these two. She's got these two pillars on either side of her. One's white, one's black. That kind of is a symbolism of the dualities of life, right? And between the pillars, I don't know if you can see, like between the pillars, there's this tapestry behind her, and it has pomegranates and palm. And beyond that, depending on what deck you have in this deck, you can kind of see there's hints of water, some kind of like a big river or an ocean, some form of water behind her. Let's see. And it's just, I think that just kind of goes in with the flow of emotion, the flow of just being in the moment with your intuition. So all of these things all have meaning, right? And she has like the little cross on her chest, and she has a look of mysterious about her, right? What is this? Wait, what is this? Wait, Clancer said he should watch. Oh, I like that movie. See, do you have a card work if the priestess in a different deck? So, hold on. So like a priestess from a different deck. And would you consider making a sign deck made up of every card from every? Damien, maybe I can do something with that. You're amazing. I love the ideas that come out. It's amazing questions, amazing ideas, thinking outside the box. Yeah, you know what? Let me put a couple of decks together and see how that works as far as a reading. Why not? Who's to say you can't do it? I think anyone. Yeah, we're gonna try that. We'll do it then. Maybe I'll do a special where it's a mix of that. Right? Yes. Maybe that'll be a whole episode. Maybe Damien will have you on for that one. We'll figure something out there. So, okay, so all the meanings behind the card, right? Let's start with the crown. The crown represents it looks like crescents and full moon there, right? Kind of represents the phases of the moon, and it also associated with the archetypes of the triple goddess, right? The maiden, mother, and the crone, and that's all about the feminine aspect, like that whole femininity and the dark goddess aspect of this. And then on her chest, like I said, just a little cross on her chest, right? So it's just like balance and spiritual connection and just being connected to something higher than the physical realm. The crescent moon at her feet. This is a connection with intuition and that divine feminine. The moon always kind of represents like secrets, intuition, emotions. It is a female symbol. What is this on the side? Ooh. So yes, he is. He's an amazing asset. Always thinking outside the box. Okay, so where are we at? We were at the moon being more of a feminine symbol and just the secretive and phases too, like things shifting. I feel like there's this flow of energy is always moving, right? And I said about the Torah scrolls, and there's a little bit of, like, I've been on some forums where there's debate over what she's actually holding to me. It just seems obvious that it's the Torah scroll, which would be like divine law, secret knowledge, or knowledge just not yet attained, right? Can also represent the Akashic records. So I do a lot of meditations where they tell you kind of visualize going into your Akashic records to like pull information that it's said that we have all of the information we'll ever need. We have it. It's just while we're here in this realm, we kind of don't have access to it. Where in the Akashic records is like your whole life story upon like many, many lives, or just all of it's like a repository for the energetic library. That's a good way to explain it. It's like an energetic library. So like I was saying, so I have a little note here. It's like a divine repository for past, present, and future, all on an energetic level. And you know how I was saying earlier too, like the pillars, right? The white and the black pillar representing duality, good and evil, light and dark, truth and deception, positive and negative. Just there always needs to be both present for things to stay in balance. Yeah, right? Yeah. Then clean off my car, then get a free tarot deck too. That'd be great because I'm not looking forward to that after the show. So I didn't know this. This was one of those things that when I was doing a little bit of research to see if there was something a little bit more that I could bring to this episode, the pillars having the B and the J on there. The B is for, I'm probably going to butcher this, so just bear with me here. Boaz, Boaz, however you pronounce that. This is the pillar of strength. And the pillar with the J, Jachin, which is Gachin. And if I butchered that, I am so sorry. And that's the pillar of stability. So you have strength and stability on the pillars. I love that. Next. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, we storm on. Oh, man. So, hopefully I did not just disconnect us. I don't know what I just did there. But okay, so we were talking about the pillars being strength, stability. And so there's the tapestry behind her, right? With the pomegranates and the palms. It's going to be seen as like almost like a veil, the veil between the two worlds too, right? But also the pomegranates, they represent femininity, right? And then there's also some reference to Persephone and the underworld, and there's a whole, and I did like a whole rabbit hole. I dove into that, and just that could be its own episode, which it might end up being. I'm not sure. But then the palms also represent like the masculine side. So you have the pomegranate, so it's your feminine side, and then you have the palms, which is the masculine side. That's almost like a balance right there too, right? So the duality is a balance. Also, the way her robes are flowing, right? I don't know if you can see, like very flowy with the robes, and there is water behind everything here. So it's just kind of just is a suggestion of being tuned into your intuition and influenced by the moon, like with the tide and just everything just flowing in the moment of intuition. This could also be your subconscious. This could be emotions, the unknown depths of your psyche. And blue, there's a lot of blue here, right? There's the blue in the background, the blue in the water, the blue in her robes. Blue tends to be a symbol of serenity and stability, inspiration, wisdom, compassion, and mental clarity, actually. So like, blue skies, clarity. All the words I'm going to butcher tonight, bear with me. And even the fact that this is card number 2 in the major arcana, right? So like 2 represents unity and a partnership, like the yin yang, male, female, private and public, separate and together, just like the balance, right? Balance of the dualities of just spiritual energy, 2 parts of yourself, even like the physical and the energetic side. And also it's sensitivity too. Also, there's this thing with the number 2 because it is a connection to other people, that it can represent a sensitivity to other people and to being able to pick up on other people's energies, and just something to consider when you're reading this card. There's a lot to it. For as simple as it can be, there's also a lot to it. I totally vibe the moon. Yeah, so with the whole thing with Persephone, right? She ate, what was it, 6? Oh, if I screw this up, I'm so sorry. 6 pomegranate seeds, right? So like there is a connection to, gods and everything, with like even almost being like a forbidden fruit kind of a thing. Denise, what's going on? Hello, thank you for tuning in. So when you look, I mean, that's a lot of mystery, right? That's a lot of intuition. So like, yeah, when she appears, it is an indication that there might be something hidden or something more like a little bit more interior that it's preparing. It's like getting ready to bubble up, right? Or maybe you need to do a little bit of self-reflection for things to come out. Or I mean, it could be that you need to pay more attention to your intuition. Like, so if this comes up and like all the cards around it are yelling at you that you're missing something and she's there, she is giving you that definite, like, it is time to start paying attention to yourself. So tune out that outside world and focus in on yourself. And she can, or she could be, and it depends on, it depends on the reading, the questions you're asking and like the cards around it. She could be representing that someone's hiding something. Oh, Denise, totally okay. Thank you so much for just even tuning into this one. We gave you a shout out on the other show. Everybody, make sure that you tune in to Pac-Man Paranormal at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And thank you so much for being here. So yeah, she's one of my favorite cards, actually. So when you see this, there's mystery there, but it's not something that you can't figure out on your own, you know? So does anyone on the side here that has either gone for a reading or is into tarot in general, does a High Priestess, does she call out to you at all? Does she, do you connect with her? Do you vibe with her? I feel like the more I'm getting into tarot, the more I am vibing with her. I love how like there's that, like I said, the dark goddess energy, which is, I know it sounds bad, but dark goddess energy is not bad at all. It's just a little bit more of the chaos, a little bit more of the mystery, a little bit more having fun with the feminine side of energy. I don't know. There's something about it. She's a very cool cat, in my opinion. But before I get into ways to incorporate her, journaling prompts, and before I get into seeing if anybody even wants a tarot card, if you do want a reading, let me know, because definitely would love to get some card readings in tonight. So like keywords to consider when she comes up would be definitely, like I've been saying all this whole time, divine feminine, right? Sacred knowledge, mysticism, intuition, education, right? Because she's got some hidden knowledge that it's ready to be given, but you just don't have it yet. So education, mystery, creativity. Yeah, see, okay, intuition. Yeah, she's a big card for intuition. And bring it down for a minute. So we were saying creativity, fertility, lunar energy, but all this with the moons. Her diadem has like the phases of the moon. She has a crescent moon. So all of that, right? The phases of the moon, motherhood, because she's a very feminine energy figure, right? So motherhood for sure. Understanding the unknown, right? The secret knowledge, the unknown. Having to like looking beneath the surface. And then if you're going to read the reversal of this, or if you need to know, like if you need the little keynotes for the shadow side of this card, doubts, secrets, because it is hidden knowledge, right? So secrets, disconnected from intuition, disconnected from yourself, because she's very much that tie to your higher self, that tie to your intuition. So, you know, if you're reading an upside, like if you're reading this as the reversal or the shadow energy of it, it's being disconnected, which is a horrible feel. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced like feeling disconnected from yourself. It's a horrible feeling. And it's like instantly want to do all kinds of grounding and energy work to get myself back, because I do not like that. But also repressed feelings, like you're keeping something hidden that shouldn't be hidden. So like repressed feelings, contradictions, maybe even like a spiritual or a psychic block if you're going to be reading this as a reversal, because she is so much of that realm, right? So when we talk about the High Priestess, like what are ways to incorporate her energy into your daily life? I mean, there are a lot of things you could so this isn't something that I found anywhere else, but this is something that when I look at her and when I want to incorporate the High Priestess, getting a little bit more dressed up and going out and just like being like the mysterious side of yourself, tapping into those, I don't know if frisky is the right word, but like just like having a little bit more fun with the sultry side of yourself. being a little bit more mysterious just to do it, just because it's fun. You can also, because she's a very reflective, like in like having to look in on yourself and like the hiddenness and the secret qualities. You can also spend some time just in quiet reflection. That would be a way to tap into her energy as well, or to focus on your those little voices, those little gut feelings that you get, like really focusing in on them. That is definitely a way to connect to the High Priestess card in your daily life. And it's a lot easier. Like once you start doing that, it becomes like second nature. You don't even need to try. It just is a thing. Like, oh, I have a gut feeling I'm going to go do this, or I'm going to sit with like, why am I getting this feeling? And then, but not ignoring it. Like, you should never ignore those little hunches. There's a reason you get them. But like just incorporating these kinds of just tapping into your intuition and daily meditations, journaling, just because it's like you're getting all that internal chatter out. So I feel like that's another way of tapping into her energy, because of the hiddenness, the secretness, and like getting it out, and like maybe there's a little bit of mystery there to unravel, right? And I think that'd be a beautiful way to incorporate her. So definitely journaling. Speaking of journaling, I always try to incorporate some journaling prompts here, right? So I found a few, and I am going to actually, there's one I wanted to incorporate tonight. So I'm going to be doing my own journaling tonight before I go to bed. But journaling prompts for the High Priestess. So you can consider, whose secrets do you keep and who keeps yours? It'd be a nice little journaling prompt, because she is such a secretive archetype, right? So whose secrets do you keep and who keeps yours? And just do like a whole journaling entry for that. What about write about your last Wikipedia deep dive, because she is a keeper of knowledge, right? So what's the last thing you really dived into? And then use that as your journaling prompts. Here's one, do you even believe in intuition? Is it something that you think exists? And then if yes, why? If no, why? And that could reveal a lot about yourself in a journaling prompt. I think I'm trying that one, just because like, yes, I definitely believe in intuition, but like, why? What part of it am I so adamant that it's there? And I never really asked myself why. So that's going to be something that I do tonight. Is my journaling prompt going to be, do you believe in intuition? And then the last prompt that I have here is, in what areas of your life do you embody duality? Which I think is an interesting one. If you really sit with it, you might be surprised as what you come up with when there's like the two different sides, like the balancing act, right? So I'll make sure that I put those journaling prompts up on my Facebook page, hopefully by the end of the night tonight, so that if anyone wants to try to incorporate them into their journaling, that they have them. But yeah, she's a beautiful card, and I am very excited about her. Okay, Denise is up for a reading. All over the place tonight, guys. We got this. I can still read some cards though, so I feel like oh my gosh, got some of this back and forth with Rob and Damien. Okay, so all right, so Denise, you're up for a reading. Let me bring up my other camera. Let's do that one, so you guys can see what we're doing. All right, so like I do with every card reading, I'm going to say that if you see something that I'm not seeing, or if you see something in a different way than I do, always go with your own intuition. It could be because these card readings are for you, and your higher self will know better than what I could ever say. Okay, so this is for Denise. Okay, so we have, let me do this really quick. Okay, so we have the Four of Swords, which, let me pull some other cards to go with this, but the Four of Swords usually represents a time of rest, or needing to just reflect on things. And this won't be in a bad way per se, because if you can see here, there is a stained glass window. This usually represents, can you see that? Is that, hold on. So we have the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands and the Four of... Okay, I need one more here to balance this out. Can you guys see these if I do this? I don't know why they're spinning. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, and Denise, if you see something different, obviously you go with what you're seeing. So I'm seeing that this is a time for you to kind of step back and kind of consider like where have your passions been leading you, and to at what point is your intuition screaming at you for anything, or do you feel like you're being guided to something specific that maybe you haven't been paying attention to? And at this point, I would say that I think giving yourself that time to reflect on this, you might either pivot or see something that you hadn't seen before. Either way, I feel like there is some form of guidance either happening or trying to happen for you right now, because I'm definitely really focused on his lantern, and I do love the Hermit. He is like my go-to card. I really jive with him. And he's great for kind of like showing you the way. Whatever's going on here, it's leading to some really stable like this. So the Four of Wands is all about stability. It's all about a time for celebration. It's a time for people getting together. Oh, okay. So that makes complete sense then. Needing to take that time, right? So needing to take that time to just like refocus your energies, maybe like just because your energies are like all over the place. It's hard to refocus on your own. And there's a lot of like, for the Queen of Wands, I'm just feeling a lot of like there's passion there. So there, either your passions are pulling you in a lot of different directions, or you need to refocus your passion, and you are getting the guidance. So just realize that it is going to be coming to you. If you're not already feeling it, just pay attention to the signs. And there's definitely a coming together, right? Because the Four of Wands can be people coming together in celebration. It can be coming together in stability, because the four pillars, stable grounds, and just a reason to reconnect and to just have a really good time. There's a victory wreath up here. So I feel like, yeah, the guidance is coming. If it's not already, like if you're not already seeing it, it's definitely on its way. So that makes, okay, I like that for you. That's amazing. Hopefully that helps, makes sense. And I think I saw the icy spirits. Yes, please stop. Quit fighting it. What are you doing? Okay, so I think I saw that Icy wanted a reading. Yeah, thank you. Denise and Ernie make these. What is it? The Eden Dick Stone. Denise, help me. Can you explain what this is, please? Okay, in the meantime, Icy did say she wants a card, so I'm going to pull some cards for Icy. Yeah, that stone, I love this. So when I'm feeling not like, if I'm feeling all over the place, kind of like I am, then that's why it's on the table tonight, because my energies have been like all over the place, and this kind of helps me feel a little bit more grounded. See? Yes, there it is. Okay. This is for Icy. Okay. Oh, I love the Magician. Okay, so the Magician. Let's see what else we have to balance this out. It's a fun card, though. I don't always get that one. Okay, so you have the Magician. You have the Four of Cups. You have one more here. Quick question. I just feel like I need to ask this. Are you right now, or have you just come out of a time of kind of feeling either blah about something, or just feeling like you're stuck, or just not really jiving with a situation? Okay. So here's what I'm seeing. So you're either right now, or you're just coming out of just not really necessarily liking the choices that you felt you had in front of you. But this is one of those, or a little bit of self-reflection, a little bit of see how he's, depending on how you want to read this card, he looks like he's almost, he's definitely like not interested in the cup that's right in front of him, but it's almost like a reflective stance to me right now is what I'm seeing. So reconnecting with what it is that you truly want. right, is going to allow you some space, and a little bit of gratitude is going to go a long way with this, right? It is so easy to change your focus. When this card comes up, it's not the end of the world. Like if you don't like what you're currently in, or if you're, that situation is on its way out the door, stale, stagnant energy that just, ugh, right? Like, I don't know how else to explain that. That's just how I always see this card. It's not a forever thing, and you do have other options. So like he's not happy with the cup that's right in front of him, right? What he's not seeing in this moment is there are other options. There are so many other things in front of him, and just a little shift in perspective goes such a long way with this. And the one thing that's really nice about this is, as a magician, so the magician he is like the king of manifesting whatever the heck he wants. He has all the tools at his disposal. He's got the wand, he's got the sword, he's got all of the symbols of the tarot deck pointing above and below. So as above, so below, just all the things, all of the elements coming together. You have this amazing ability to shift your perspective, to shift your situation. You can pull in better energy. You can pull in the situations that you want, and just taking a minute to find a little gratitude for whatever you can in this moment is going to help you shift, right? You're going to be able to like bounce out of the gross mode. That's going to start pulling. I always say like manifesting. So like what you throw out there comes back to you, right? So if you start showing a little bit of just like you want to change this, you're excited to change this, just let it flow to you. It'll come to you the way it needs to. Things are going to start falling into place. All of that gross, stale energy is going to start falling away, and new opportunities, new energy, a new outlook, even maybe on some situations that didn't look so great before. Just that changing of your perspective is going to be a catalyst for you seeing things differently. Just a lot of beautiful, fresh energy. You have the ability to change your situation, and to bring some beautiful energy in. And let me pull one more card. I don't know. I want to pull one more card for this. But the Magician's an amazing sign there. Like, whatever situation you don't like isn't going to be there for long. Yeah. See? So, a reason to celebrate the stability, just like we said before in the last reading. The Four of Wands is just this beautiful, it's celebration. It's being excited. It's about having footing and just being able to relax and enjoy the moment. So you're headed in a good direction. If you need any more clarity on that, or if you just let me know. Okay, see, and that's going to start. There's going to be a shift that if it's not already in the works, it's happening. So it's going to be, you're going to blink and you're going to be like, oh, like things are, their perspective is going to change. If that makes sense. Sorry, I know I'm having a hard time with words tonight. Let's see. Oh, Joe, I'd love to pull cards for you. Are you okay? Can I pull cards for you? And if we'll pull, if it's something that you don't like, solution for it. But I don't want to do it unless you're absolutely okay with it. You're so welcome. One thing. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so Joe, if you're, oh, okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can pull cards for Joe. Clear this really quick. Okay. I just realized I need some kind of like a cloth or something. You guys get to see my scratched up table. Okay. All right, Joe. Okay, so I feel like, let me pull some more cards, but this is one of those things where, do you feel overwhelmed by choices, or do you have, there's either a situation or you're being presented with something that has either a lot of choices, or it feels a little bit too good to be true, or a little bit of a temptation aspect to it. I'm going to pull some more cards to see. Okay. needing to make a choice. The one really good thing when you get the Seven of Cups is that it is one of those that, yes, there's a lot there. There might be some temptation, or there might be some feelings of being overwhelmed, but it's one of those when you block out the noise of the outside world and you just kind of like tune into your heart center. Your heart center does so much more for you, I think, than people realize. You can make some really solid decisions when you just pay attention to how things feel. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is, there might even be, I don't know, I don't know if there's like a chance for some travel involved here for you, but I went right to the pyramids in the background of the Knight of Wands. Could indicate a little bit of travel, even if it's not very far, just like something different, maybe a little bit of a weekend getaway or some new adventure, maybe not necessarily a physical travel, but like mental, energetic. Knight of Wands too he's a knight of passion. He comes charging in with like this fiery, like, let's do this. Usually this is gonna be like physical realm. It's gonna be maybe even work related. And I feel like the Seven of Cups here is having to do with a choice and not being quite sure of what direction to go. I don't know if any of this is making sense, but this is what I'm seeing. Let's get another card here. Okay. This is either you've recently had a situation where it was disappointing to you, or you're worried about the decision you make turning into something that's you're worried about. I don't want to say you're worried about, but like there might be some like hesitation that it's going to be whatever you choose might be disappointing, and or that there may be some form of loss involved with this, because this is a man who is mourning 3 spilt cups. The thing is, there is still 2 cups standing, and there is beyond that a path across the bridge and into the castle behind him. So there's a path here, and it is okay. All right, cool. So I feel like, all right. So let's just ask if you're able to tune in to intuition in your heart center. Are you able to clearly see a path to choose? Let's see. Okay, so feeling stuck. You don't need to answer this on the side, but something to consider is, do you have an emotional situation that you're allowing to like build up so it's more anxiety than it is actually like it's starting to feel a little bit more than what it actually is? Because when you have the 2 of Swords, it's usually like a crossroads of sorts, but it's made a little bit more difficult because you're allowing an emotion to just kind of build steam, right? And it's not necessarily something that's bad. It's just having to face the emotion. Like, I know there's been times when I've gotten this card where I'm like, didn't think I was being able to get through something, but just sitting and asking your intuition, asking your heart center, like where are you really at with things? And it's amazing how the truth actually comes through in that. Let me pull another card here. Okay, here's where we're at with this. So there's some sort of opportunity, right? And it is something where there's going to have to be a little bit more of a choice. It could be a little bit harder of a choice to have to make. This is something that I don't know if the situation itself feels like it's charging in, or if you feel like you're charging into the situation. And there's a little bit of just like worry, right? About, am I able to do this? Is this even feasible? What if I try and I fail? What if, it ends up being something that isn't actually meant for me? Here's the thing, like I was saying, like you tap into your intuition, you tap into your heart center, taking a moment and just saying, you know what? I've got this. My intuition, got whatever you believe in as far as like higher power has got your back. Just taking a minute to breathe and just being with yourself is going to guide you in the right direction, even if it doesn't seem like it now. So just at least consider trying just a little bit of like meditation, or just sitting with things, and whatever bubbles up, it's okay. Like just, even if it's an emotion that maybe you don't want to face right now, just if it's there, you don't have to do anything with it. Just consider like that's where the roadblock is. So I don't know if that makes sense at all, but I feel like this is there is a path there. There's a path to be taken. And it is a path it'll bring you to success. It'll bring you to where you need to be. Just might not be necessarily easy, but it'll be one that has a lot of energetic and spiritual growth with it. And I feel like that's a really positive thing. Patrick, hello. Oh, good to see. Yeah, thank you. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. All right, guys. So we only have like a couple minutes left. If anyone wants a quick reading, I can do one more, but make sure that you tune in 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Pac-Man Paranormal. They're the next show up. And then make sure you tune back in on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because Paranormal Blonde is going to have an amazing guest. So, yeah. If there isn't anybody else, let's see. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for dealing with my energy being all over the place tonight. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for being here, for taking the time out of your Sunday, for allowing me to read cards for you. I truly do appreciate every single one of you for that. This is something that I'm very passionate about, and I'm very glad that I have the opportunity to share that with all of you. So hopefully you have an amazing rest of your Sunday. Catch the next shows coming up. And if it is also snowing in your area, try to stay cozy. And if you don't have to go into work tomorrow, don't. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. And, like with tarot, it doesn't predict the future. It facilitates it. So never be afraid to go for a reading or to pick up a deck yourself. All right, guys. So much. And I will see you later.